hopefully this works. We should be live. Everything should be coming up live streaming now. And hopefully if I've done everything correctly, we got video. So I'll give it just a minute here to get started. And, you guys let me know how it's going, if the sound sounds alright, all that kind of good jazz. There's a massive delay, I can tell you that much, on what's going on here. So if you guys could only see what's going on my end of the page, you'd lose it, because this is brand new software. I've never done this before. Normally it's just me out in the garage messing around, and now I've got 2 monitors running everything, and this is crazy. So I got the live chat up over here. I've got everything else going on over here. Hopefully it's all meshing correctly. Looks like Austin's in here. He said it sounds good. Awesome. So yeah, I'm trying to monitor everything, and with the delay, it's pretty difficult. So we'll jump right into it. I just want to say, the channel, we've hit 1 million views. This is awesome, and that's collectively across everything on the channel. Some people are banging out 1 million views on like one video. We haven't reached that level yet, but we're shooting for it, so that's always good. But before we get too deep, yes, we did hit 1 million views on the channel, and also, as you can see here, we've got our super clean winner in that envelope, and at some point during this we will announce the winner of it. But before we get too deep, I want to say massive thank you to Super Clean, especially to Jessica and her crew for helping the channel be able to do this giveaway. It's awesome to be able to have, you know, a company this big, and it's a company that I've used for a very long time in my garage, and I hope you guys are too. So to have them reach out to me and say, hey, we want to hook you up, we want to hook up some of your subscribers, and if we can get something going, that'd be great. So yeah, worked out good. Like I said, in here we got the winner. We'll announce it, and you will get a hat and then some bottles of cleaner. And I think they're going to do, it's like 1 bottle of cleaner and then 1 bottle of a spray, I believe. I'm not sure what they're going to do or what they're going to send you, but I do know it will ship directly to you from Super Clean. So, and that's awesome. Also, check this out. This showed up. How awesome is that? They sent me that nice banner, so we're gonna hang that up out in the garage, so we can see that along with their products. So again, massive thank you to Super Clean for hooking it up, and yeah, I'm super pumped about this, and also hitting 1 million views on the channel. So I figured, you know, we'll just hang out for a while, BS our way through this live stream, watch some videos that got us to the 1 million, and just kind of see how everybody's doing. And like I said, at some point, the name comes down and we pull out our winner. So super pumped about it. But bear with me. I'm trying to work through everything over here on 6 different computers to make sure this is working correctly. So other than that, what we got going on? Okay, yeah, stream looks good. Hopefully it's not like buffering around or anything like that, because that would suck. So hopefully we can keep it going smoothly, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully it comes back. Bear with me. Okay, I think we're back. Oh my god, I've done like 900 of these tests, and it works, and then it doesn't work, and then it works again. So we'll see. But yeah, we got all the videos. I've got 172 videos out there. To me, that's absolutely crazy to have that many videos. But over, you know, going on 5 years now, I guess they do just kind of pile up. So we'll go in and jump right into it. One of the videos that actually pulls the most views it's a pretty old one, and I feel bad because like everybody stumbles across that video, and then you're kind of hoping that uh, they find other videos in your list. But it is, where'd it go? Boy, it's that old, huh? It's way down in the archives. Yep, there it is right there. 301,000 views on this one video. So that was 3 years ago. And that, my friends, is wild to me. So we'll go ahead and play this video and see, comment down below here and let me know. Is this the video that kind of brought you to the channel, or was it a different one? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You clicked on this video because you're looking for a nice, cheap upgrade to your Harbor Freight Badlands winch. And I must say that if you wanted to upgrade, when I did this video, they were actually still selling these wire cable. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you at Harbor Freight in their clearance section, but it wasn't long after they stopped doing it. And I'm going to show you so I don't know if it was like insurance reasons or what, but how to get it swapped terribly out sorry if you still go to Harbor Freight looking for this because they don't sell them anymore. So I can show you what's going on and dive right into it. So if you haven't seen my video where I did a whole review on the Harbor Freight winch, I'll put a link up top. Make sure you go check that one out. That's more of a why I bought this winch and would I buy it again. To this day I'd still buy it. Let's get to this. The synthetic rope. This is the Harbor Freight Badlands 12,000 pound rope, and the reason I got this on the cheap, and I can tell you guys this does work, if you go to a Harbor Freight, check their returned area or even ask somebody if they have any synthetic winch cables. We got sound issues that have been returned. I hope it fixes itself, man. I don't know what's going on with it. Some of the workers up there and some of the managers. People are buying these and returning them because they can't get them to fit on these winches. So you get them at a discounted rate. I'm talking not 20, maybe 30, 40, even $50 off the price of the like right off the shelf. I think they're about $130, $140. I got this for under $100. It is a brand new synthetic winch rope. And let me show you why people are returning these. This thing has not been used. Somebody tried to put it on and couldn't figure out how to get it on there. And this is going to save you a lot of money. And what it is, it's this end right here. This end mounts on the Apex winch different than it does on this winch. So I'm going to get this spooled off of here and I'm going to show you why it doesn't work and what I'm going to do to make it work. And hopefully this will help you guys. If you want to get a winch cable and you want to get the good one, this is it. And all you got to do is change the end. So I'm going to pause that. I caught so much hell for this part of this video on how I actually mounted this to the winch drum itself. There's a million ways you can do it. This is just the way that I decided to do it. Really, it's up to you. I mean, people were telling me that like this right here on the fair leads, they were saying like, you know, the chafing. But I mean, this fair lead was new to begin with, and then people were telling me I should have put a bolt in. But if you have a bolt sticking in, every time that bolt goes around, it's going to rub on the rope itself. So it's like it was a lose-lose situation. But I think that the way I did it, I don't know. To me, it just kind of seemed like the best way to do it. You'll see. Okay, so I got it unspooled, and you can see the cable itself goes inside the drum, goes past that keeper pin, and then comes out the bottom. Now the problem is the new synthetic rope doesn't do that. It's supposed to have an eyelet with the bolt going through it to bolt it to the drum. As you can see, this doesn't do that, and this rope is also a lot thicker than that cable. So that is why people are buying these and they can't figure out how to get it on there, or they don't want to mess it up or do some damage, and they already spent $130 something, $140, $150 on the rope, so they just return it. And that's where it benefits you. So all you got to do is get the rope on a discount and then get it to fit in there. So that's what I'm going to show you here next. The size of that, if I can get that to focus, it's a size 4 Allen. All you got to do, put it in, pull that out, cable will slide out. Make sure you hang on to that. You don't want to lose it. So if you want to compare the two, you can clearly see the synthetic is a heck of a lot bigger than the cable. But that's because they took the end, looped it around, and then re-braided it back in. So you can see right here, it starts to narrow back down, which is almost the same size, if not the same size, as the steel cable. So what all I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it back here, peel this back, and then just slowly take little bits off until it's the same size to fit in the drum. Now, if you're going to say, well, that's going to, you're taking away all the strength by cutting this down and cutting some of the braiding out, but really you're not, because the drum itself, what you want this to make about 7 to 9 revolutions around the drum. The pin down here that's going to hold it into the drum is only there to keep it from just unspooling and coming all the way out. All your weight when you're pulling is going to be on the drum itself when you have a whole row of this wound around. So by cutting this off and getting it down and getting it to fit in there and held in, this is just to secure it to the drum if you're pulling it out. You never want to run your winch all the way down to where this pin is taking the full load, because you are, no matter what, whether it's on this end or right here, it's going to rip out. It can't hold that weight. So you always want to have a full row of your cord, or whether it's wire or your rope, wrapped around the drum to take the load. There we go. Just cut down. So we'll peel some of this back and see what it's going to take to get it to fit to the drum.
This is the part where I took massive amounts of crap for, because everybody's like, "Oh, you're cutting the rope down.
Okay,
like
so
you shouldn't cut the rope down."
4 strands
I mean, it works.
out of the rope.
I've had it like this
I went
for
pretty far back.
3 years
just so
now
it's
of
got
doing
plenty
this,
of room to
and
go
I've
through
had
the
no
drum.
issues with the winch
And
rope.
then I
So
heat shrunk the front, and
honestly,
then slid the red
however you
part
guys
right
want to
back
do it,
up,
you can do it that way.
heat shrunk
But
it.
this is how I did
So
it.
it's all nice and tight. So I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna feed it through the drum, get it bolted in. So I've got the rope pushed through. There's the hole right there. We only got to go in about that far, just enough to get it through. So I know that when I feel down to the bottom and I feel the tip of that, the rope has made it through. So let's get her fit in there. I'll still try to push it through pretty far. There we go. Okay, so you can see the rope is all the way through and it's sticking out about 1 inch. So I'm gonna back this drum up, put the set screw back in, and then start feeding it and tightening it, everything down. So when you're winding this in, you always want to do it under tension so that it winds up nice and even. So most people, to tie it to a tree, they'll tie like a spare tire to it and run it across the yard. I'm gonna go ahead and keep hand tension on it for now. Let's go ahead and start winding it in. Now I'm gonna go ahead and stop right there and show you. The rope changes from the red to the black. right? So that's kind of like a warning, letting you know you're getting down to the end. When you're just curious, for those of you running winches, what do you run? Do you run rope or do you run the steel braided? Uh, to me, it's more of a preference. I run the rope because I'm clumsy and I can literally tie a knot in anything just by looking at it. So, and if you have a rope, if you're doing like a deep water crossing, you can unspool it, coil it up, and like tuck it underneath your windshield wiper. So drop a comment, let me know too, and let me know how the sound's working, if the sound's fixed itself or not. But yeah, rope is where it's at for me because, like I said, I could stare at a steel coil, and it would just turn into a knot right there in front of my face. So this is just kind of, it's always just preference. And actually, I still have the steel cable sitting in the garage somewhere. I need to sell that thing or get rid of it or do something. You're out in a recovery situation, you want all this to be on the drum because all this is taking the load, not the set screw down over here on the end. So that's what I'm saying. By cutting that end off and putting that in there, you get to upgrade your winch cable to a rope, and it's not going to affect it. Let's keep winding her in. All right, so there it is, and it's right here. That's the 12,000 pound, 80 foot, 3/8 inch synthetic rope. $129.99 on the website and at the store. It's 80 foot. It's actually more than what the steel cable is. I think the steel cable is like 60 foot. It does all fit on the spool. It's tight in there, but it does fit. But I'm telling you, this is the easiest way to get this cable brand new for under $100. It's incredible. I'm absolutely thrilled. It's something I've been wanting to upgrade because I was never fond of the cable anyway. But if you're looking for the best, cheapest way to upgrade your winch, make sure you go to the store, check the clearance aisle, ask a manager if anybody has returned a winch cable and if you can get it as an open box item. It's heavily discounted and there's probably nothing wrong with it. So the other thing you guys are probably saying is, why did you keep the roller fair lead? You're supposed to switch this out. I probably will at some point. What I'd like to do is maybe get a piece of built aluminum and try to have some kind of like a logo etched in it maybe. But I have watched a few videos where guys have run synthetic cables with the roller fair leads for years and they've never had a problem. This whole setup is pretty darn new. So the cable hasn't really eaten up any of the rollers, which is usually something that causes chafing and tearing on the rope itself, as your rollers get eaten up. But for now, I'm gonna rock it with the rollers on here. The other downside, where did I put it? I don't know, there it is. The hook that comes with the wire rope, or the wire cable, does not fit on the new winch cable. So you are gonna have to upgrade this. If you're looking to upgrade your cable from cable to synthetic rope, this is the easiest way to do it, the cheapest way to do it, and I'm thrilled about it. So that's gonna do it for this video. You guys check out some of the other videos. I'm working on putting the roof rack together. That one's gonna take some time. There's a whole lot of cutting, welding, and all that good stuff, so stick around for that one. Like I said, I am working on that. But for now, if you're looking to upgrade your winch cable, it's the best way to do it. So head on over to your Harbor Freight store, ask a manager, look in the clearance aisle. So that's the part there where I was talking about where they actually stopped selling used winch ropes. When I went in one day, I guess it was probably a month after doing this, I asked if they had any and the manager told me that they no longer sold them, and he said it was like an insurance thing. So I'm assuming that people were buying these and maybe, you know, they were snapping, or it was just, or if something did break, they were just worried about somebody getting hurt, so they actually pulled them off the shelf. So that's one of those upgrades that is no longer available. But that is one of the videos. That one actually pulls the most views on it for the whole channel. I mean, 301,000 on just that one video alone. So that's pretty rad. So let me see if I can do this without screwing up. Okay, That's screwed up. Most recent videos, yeah. I can tell you I did not blow up my daily driver, thank God. Came pretty close. That was pretty sketchy. Kind of need that thing to stick around. But other than that, I think one of my second runner-ups. Yeah, the power steering upgrade now, so that's a big one. And if you don't know, that's actually a two-part video because I did the upgrade and then found out that I screwed up the upgrade and had to correct it. So if you've seen that video, make sure you check for the second part of it so you know not to use the hose that was recommended to me at the auto parts store. So that was an ultimate fail, but I corrected it. I found out there was a problem and I went back and fixed it. So let's dive into this one just a little bit. All right, hello again everybody. Back out here in the garage. We had really good luck with the first round of internet wisdom by doing the brake upgrade, and now we're gonna go ahead and gamble it a second time. This time, power steering pump. So if you have an XJ and you got big tires on it, you'll know that these pumps cannot handle it. They start moaning, whining, they quit. Everything gives up on them. I had the problem going out to Colorado with it. By the end of the trip, this thing was groaning pretty bad, so she was done. So what we've decided to do is we jumped on the interwebs and we found out that everybody's running these. This is the power steering pump out of a Grand Cherokee. Again, I will put down in the description, I'll put the part number. That is from O'Reilly's. So if you need one, head on up there and get it. This does take some modifications to get it to work. We're going to go ahead and show you what we got to do. I've already stripped down some of the stuff here to save some time. So let's go ahead and get started. So now on this task, I went ahead and jumped ahead. I took the electric fan out just to give myself some more space. You can probably go ahead and do this with it still in. I would probably recommend it's two screws up top, pull your wire harness out, fan comes out. Airbox, I just took it out just so I could have some space, easy unbolt. So now we gotta get this thing out. So have a catch pan ready because once you pull your return line off, you're gonna have fluid everywhere. Well, I hope that's going in there. Sounds like it matches the pan. I was afraid of this. This return line back here had been in here for so long, never been messed with. It's actually bonded to the rubber hose. It broke off, so that's all right. We'll address that in a little bit. Let's get the pump out of here. Alright, so I want to take a minute before we get too far into this video to talk about the cluster that I've gone through with this upgrade. As you can see, we've got everything tore apart. I had to replace the lower radiator hose because that had been rubbing on the fitting down below. Almost put a hole in it, so we got that project going on. But anyway, I want to go through everything I've had to go through and learned on doing this swap to make it easier for you. So let's hop over here to the workbench and sort out the issues we've had with this thing. First thing I saw when people were online were saying that you should do this swap because this pump is out of the V8 Grand Cherokee. So this is a better pump. The reason it's a better pump, this pump also runs a cooling fan. So this pump is going to push a lot more volume than the other pump. Now the other pump is living down there in a bathtub full of its own mess. But one of the things everybody talks about is swapping out this reservoir for your old one, because this one here, you can see it has 2 return ports on it. So everybody says just pop this off, pop your old one on, and you're good to go. Doesn't work. Let me show you why. Your old housing here, I actually broke the old fitting off because it's just old, and I went and I bought a new one. But if I would have done this before, down here, that's the port that goes into the inside of your pump. And this port is not the same as the port that's on this one. This one has a single O-ring, and this one here has 2 O-rings, and it nests in there perfectly. So when I took the new reservoir, put it on this pump, it does not seal. So you cannot use your XJ reservoir on the Grand Cherokee pump. It does not work. So the other thing I learned on this is there's 2 returns. Now on the old XJ reservoir, this is in the exact same location as the return on the XJs. But this is not the return you need to use. You have to use the lower one. This is the return from the cooling fan and all that setup. And apparently what happens is the fluid doesn't come in here quick enough, and it'll cavitate, and then you get a bunch of air in your lines. So the recommendation is to use the lower one, because this is the return line from your steering box on the Grand Cherokee. So it's a lot bigger, gets the fluid in faster, because you got to remember, this pump is going to be pumping a lot more fluid a lot faster.
So when it comes to this pump, I have mixed emotions about it. Somebody told me that basically the pump itself is the same as the regular XJ. It's just the fittings that are different as far as like being restrictive or not. And some people say you can drill out the fitting that's inside of here. I'll see if I can find it in the video. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so these fittings here, you can drill them out. Apparently, I wasn't gonna do that. I didn't know anything much about it then. I still kind of don't know too much about it now, but as far as drilling those things out, I wasn't going to do it, because if you drilled them out, the only way to get new ones then would be to buy another pump, and that wasn't happening. So I just swapped these fittings out and ran it that way, and it seems like it's worked better. Again, this is one of those things where I did the project and it worked fine, and then other people were commenting saying that I should have done this, I should have done that. But as far as I know, everything on it's been working great. Steering still feels way better than the stock pump. Now I can't guarantee that my original pump wasn't on its way out to begin with, because it was kind of moaning. But since doing this project, the steering on the Jeep has been great. If this is a project that you're thinking about doing, I mean, why not? If your old pump's going out, I would definitely, I mean, you're going to replace it anyway. Why not switch it over to this? But I have heard that the biggest difference is the restriction in the flow, and that's with these fittings here.
So you will have to switch these out. It's real simple, especially if you can take this off. All you got to do to get those off is you bend that little tab up and then tap it with a hammer, and this thing will slide off. Slowly pull your reservoir off, because you don't want to damage the O-ring that's on it. There's one here, and there's also one down here on the bottom. Super simple. Pull it off, put a socket on here. When you take this off, you have to be careful, because there's a spring inside there. You don't want to lose that spring. So slowly take it off, have your hands on it, and you're good to go. For plugging off the upper line, all I did, went and got some universal rubber vacuum caps, slid one on, hose clamped it. She's solid. She ain't going nowhere. As far as fitment goes, this is a direct bolt-in, so you should have no problems. I've already test fitted a few times trying to mock up the hoses, and everything looks good. So we're going to get the pulley on here. We're going to get this thing mounted back in. So then after that, all we have to do is bleed the system out. That's pretty simple. Just jack it up, get the tires off the ground, work the steering back and forth, and keep topping off the fluid reservoir.
awesome. All right, belt's on, everything's tight. All we gotta do now, connect our high pressure line, the low pressure return, fill it with fluid. I'm gonna fill the radiator because that was a mess. Totally different subject. And then we're about done. Hoses are on. You see we got the return line double clamped on there just for extra security, you know, it works. Hose comes up and around. Like I said, it's got to go into the bottom return line. Upper one's capped off. Let's get the high pressure on, top this baby off, start purging it out, get all the air out of it. So I'm gonna jump in here right quick. You can hear that moaning sound when I turn the wheels. I'm not sure if everybody's Jeep does that, but I know mine did. It was rather annoying. I did a YouTube short on how to fix that. Basically, just get you a finger full of grease, slide underneath, and smear it all over the steering column where the shaft goes through the firewall. There's a you can just pull that back a little bit and then smear grease all around that. She's back to normal. She don't squeal no more. All right, well, this thing's back together. No leaks. Double checked everything. We had to top off the radiator fluid and all that because that whole mess, but that's all taken care of. Power steering pump. Super easy to bleed. I actually put a little too much in. It kind of just barfed out, but we're good. Everything's dialed in. As far as how this thing works, what I'll say is if you took your stock Cherokee with, you know, 33s or 35s, these are 33s on here, or right around it. It's the off-brand size or whatever you want to call it. If you jack it up, put it on jack stands, and turn the wheel with no load on it, it's really easy. When you put it down, you got that tension to it. Well, this one here with this pump, I can tell you, while it's on the ground under tension, it feels just the same as if you took your Cherokee and jacked it up with no tension. You can literally just take one finger and spin this wheel all over the place, and it handles it really well. It'll be really interesting to see how it does on the trails when you get it in a bind, how it pulls through. Knowing my luck, it's probably going to go ahead and rip the steering gearbox right off the frame. So, you know, that'll be another project down the road that we'll get to tackle, but I can say for right now, if your power steering pump is going out, this seems to be like a good upgrade. I'm really happy with it. There took a little guesswork to get things to work, but all you have to do is just make sure you get like a 1/2-inch heater hose. Worked really good for me. Went right on. Saves you the time of having to try to find adapters and all that like I did. But make sure you put it on the right port. I've heard you get a lot. So that's the part I'm talking about. Where I said to use a heater hose. Don't use heater hose. When I was at the parts store, I told the dude what I was planning on doing. He went and got me the hose and said it would be fine. That's where the issue came in, because I learned quickly that power steering fluid over time will eat through that hose. So that's where the second video I did on this comes into play. And I talked about how I screwed up and we fixed the problem. So make sure if you are going to do this to definitely use power steering fluid approved hose. As far as getting it to fit, I can't remember what exact size I used, but I kept it pretty basic with it. And like I said, that's in the second video I did on it, and I talked about what went wrong and how I fixed it. So if this is something you're going to do, I hope that you caught that second part of the video, or the part 2, where I talked about how I screwed up and fixed it. Because if you do have a heater hose on yours and you did do this, you're going to want to switch it out because that will eat through that hose. A lot of air in the system because I don't think that secondary port where the factory hose goes into can get the fluid through it quick enough, because this pump, it does pump, it has a higher volume flow to it because it's also running an external fan on the Grand Cherokees. So that's kind of why this pump on the regular Cherokees is an upgrade, because it just pushes more fluid, makes it a lot easier. Or whatever, I don't know, you guys just let me know down in the comments. Everything's good. This thing will be out on the trails here soon enough. Trying to get some buddies together so we can get a trip going, get some action going with that. But it'll be really cool to test out the brake system since we upgraded that. Power steering system's upgraded. So we've got more projects, so stick around. Gonna dive into that stuff. Keep going with these nice little winter pre-spring projects, so we got a good rig to take out on the trails and have some fun with. But that's gonna do it for this video. You guys, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. I'll see you in the next. So that video, 82,000 views. I mean, it's quite a bit. So like I said, we'll keep it on the popular side. As you can see, per the views, I was kind of hoping that the part 2 to that would have showed up in here, to know that people are seeing that mistake that I made and correcting it on their end. So this video down here, the You Bought a Harbor Freight Winch Willie, hell yes I did. That one was my #1 video for a while, and then she did get bumped. So the other one was the one we just watched, the upgrade. I can tell you here, this the Jeep gauge cluster fix. I have had 0 issues with the gauge cluster since doing this fix. So if you have to slap your dashboard to get your gauges to work, this video, this is an old one, 4 years ago. Let's dive into this one real quick. And like I said, if you still have to slap your dashboard to get it to work, this video is going to be for you, because I've had no issues since doing this, and it was a super silly, super easy fix. With the brown tabs here, everything else is... Oh, that's one of my old starts right there. I'm just curious, are any of you guys out there, how long of subscribers are you? Do you remember these old videos, or you stumble across them, or how'd that work?
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below to follow along with all the videos we got going on. Today's video,
it's funny because this is actually when the Jeep used to fit in the
this
garage.
This is a well-known problem with the Cherokees and some of the Wranglers, where you're driving down the road, you hit a bump, dashboard quits working. It sounds like it's going to be an electrical connection issue. Hopefully nobody's gotten back there and cut up the wires trying to fix it themselves. I have an idea what I want to try to get it to work. I do got some light bulbs burnt out, so we're going to go ahead and replace those while we're in there. It seems pretty straightforward to tear this thing apart, but just sit back, follow along, take notes, see if we can get this thing fixed. Is drilling a hole through these and then shimming it to push this out farther.
Now I'm going to stop right there because I did have somebody comment. Do not drill through the electrical contacts on those green tabs. I don't know why somebody would think that that's what you're supposed to do, but don't. Or you won't have a dash that works ever again. What I drilled through was the edges of those tabs, just so I could put screws in there to actually hold it. So do not drill into the wiring connectors on there, because I don't know if somebody did it and they caught it or what, but somebody messaged me and they said they drilled into it. So if that was you, I don't know what you're thinking, but please don't. Just drill through the edge, because you want to just make sure it's screwing it to the actual frame of the dash, not into the wires.
So hopefully it'll make better connection with it.
So you can see here, these just slide around in here. And I think what happens is when you hit a bump, this stays, but this wiggles. So I'm thinking about drilling a hole through here and here to hold this steady, but then putting a shim behind it to bring it forward so that it really just kind of smashes the two together and makes contact. Okay, so I think I've come up with a relatively decent plan on how to fix this the simplest way possible. What I got going here, I took the brackets that were actually slide in behind here, and I moved them out in front, and I'm going to use the tabs on the backs as spacers to push this thing out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a small hole through each side of that, just so that it stays locked in somewhere. I got to figure out how high or low. I'm going to just kind of base it on how these tabs would have lined up and clicked in. I'm going to screw that in. The dash and the gauges, they do fit. If you put all this back together, everything does fit with that connector being pressed out. So hopefully that'll be enough to keep pressure on it so that everything stays connected electrically. And like I said, the dash, everything fits back together. I've already tried it. So I'm going to drill some holes, get these things strapped in there, and put it all back together, see how it works. I can tell you on this too, I have no idea what size screws I used on these. Something small that won't penetrate the wiring behind there is always a good option. So I don't even, it wasn't like a drywall screw or nothing. It was just a small, like almost like a wood screw I guess I used. But I didn't have to put any nuts or bolts behind it or anything. Just small hole, little screw, holds it steady. And don't worry, I already checked. The electrical cables are not back there. You're not going to drill through. But still be careful. Okay, you can see here, the screws are just there to keep this thing from moving around. I can only get one over on this side. Ooh, that's not good. I can only get one on this side. This side, it just didn't want to. It just barely nicked the edge of it, but we should be good. They're in there pretty tight. Let's get this dash put back together and see how it works. Alright, so now we're going to replace the bulbs on it. So like I said, we're working with the brown tabs here. Everything else is labeled. You got ABS. Okay, so this point on is just completely up to you. Replacing the bulbs. I just put standard bulbs back in, but again, this is one of those fixes I did that I've had zero issues with ever since doing it. So, and that one, 41,000 views on that one, not terrible. But yeah, this one here, the Jeep XJ Say No to Cut and Fold. When I did that, I had a lot of people message me trying to buy those. We never went anywhere with that. So I do apologize. Would have been cool to actually, be able to mass produce those things and sell them. But, the back quarters on a Cherokee are usually rust balls anyway, so you do either have to fold them up, cut them, and that's what it's called, cut and fold. I just cut them completely out. So those are holding up quite well. And then this one over here, the steering wheel. I had a lot of comments on the airbag. It's just something I was never going to mess with because I don't want the airbag randomly blowing up in my face. So it is an airbagless car. As far as the airbag light on the dash, yes, it is on. I haven't pulled the bulb out, but that's really the only fix that I know. I mean, somebody was saying you could like cut the pigtail off and wire in the factory one somehow, but man, you wire that up wrong and that thing's just going to go off right in your face. So just something I didn't want to mess with. So other than that, you guys, we got tons of videos. I hope you guys are able to go through and watch some old projects that you haven't seen. As far as the Ram, the Dodge Ram, that thing is gone. We sold that quite a while ago. I do have people sending me messages asking about that thing. It actually went to somebody that's continuing on with the restoration on it, I believe. I did all the hard stuff for him, so now he could just focus on fixing up the body, which was the next thing that it needed. I mean, the truck was in immaculate shape mechanically, but as far as everything else goes, it was a typical rust bucket Dodge. And somebody else had said on there I shouldn't talk shit on Dodge, but I've owned 3 of them, and all of them but one was a rust ball, and that's because it was a brand new minivan. But other than that, I've had 2 Dodge Rams, and they both were just, you leave them outside in the rain one time and then you come home the next day and it's just a big gigantic ball of rust. So anyway, I don't know, what have we been going here? Almost 50, almost an hour on the stream. So let me do this, close that, and then turn that off. Okay, I can take these off. So, can you guys hear me? Drop some comments over here. I've heard we've had sound issues. I've got my phone playing, watching everything. The stream is showing. You guys can't see it because the camera's up here, but all the settings were set to what YouTube recommends. I've tried doing these fake streams. I can do fake streams before I do a live stream, and I've tried it millions of times, and they all seem to work out okay. And then, of course, the one time I do finally go actually live, I'm getting all sorts of like error codes and all sorts of mess over here on this one little screen. But they have steadied out, so I'm hoping by turning off the other stuff, we should drop our bit rate down and make it through the most important part of the stream, right? Which is this right here. Because like I said, inside that envelope is the winner. So oh, it's all good, man. Working while watching. What are you working on? See, I should be working on something, but here I am. So Friday, we had awesome weather. It was 72 degrees. I went camping last night, and that was great. 72 degrees all day. The low got down to I think the low last night was like 34. So I had the diesel heater running. If you guys don't know, I made a video on that, of course. I bought into the Amazon Vevor diesel heater, and I run that on my Jackery 500. I do have the 1000. That was a mess. There's a video out on that, describes the whole thing. But yeah, it was good. It was a good night. The 500 runs that diesel heater fine. It was actually so warm inside the tent that I had to open up both the sides and the roof to let some of the heat out because I was actually starting to sweat in there. 6.0 rebuild for my Denali. Nice. Put a little twin turbo on that thing. On a Denali? Hell yeah, dude. Do it. Yeah, I wish I had something cool as my daily driver, but I'm rocking a 2004 Toyota Highlander, and it works. I mean, it's probably the most... Okay. We should be good. Man, this is crazy. I've never had this. I've tried this a million times, and the stream has worked fine, and now all of a sudden it's just dropping out on me. So apologize for that. Stock, okay. Stock 6.0, okay, that's cool. Yeah, sometimes they just run better when they're stock, right? But I think we've worked our way through some of these glitches. I'm trying to refresh things, reset things, and all that good stuff. So, but anywho, we're coming up on an hour. So this stream was pretty much just a hangout, watch some old videos, talk about hitting 1 million views on the channel, and oh, let's shoot for more, right? Keep growing the subscribers. I will let you guys in on a little secret. I can't pull it up on here because I don't know. I've got so many windows open and I can't link it to the live stream. But we are going to open a website, and I'm hoping to start selling some stuff on there. Just stickers for now. Maybe work our way into shirts, hoodies. But this is a whole process. I have no idea what I'm doing. I hooked up with Squarespace so we can build this, and then it's, I don't know, like I said, I'm a dummy to running a business, and we're just kind of making things work. Oh, thanks, dude. Love the channel. Nice. Thank you. Now there's Austin again. What's up, dude? Ah, dude, yeah, 2000 Jeep. Is it a Cherokee? I'm assuming it's a Cherokee. Yeah, see, I had an 89 Cherokee, man, and it was great. I really beat the living crap out of it. I feel bad for it, honestly. Yeah, okay, Cherokee. Yeah, 89. Oh, man, I don't know, it's just something about the newer ones. I like the newer style. To me, they just look better. But yeah, the 89 that I had, I went way too far with it. It started out just as a fun little toy. I completely gutted the interior on it. I mean, everything came out. It was just a shell. And put big tires, big old Super Swampers on it. Took it out on a trail and just completely destroyed every panel on it. So after doing that, I told myself that I was never going to do that again because I didn't want to have just a trail only rig. I wanted something that was like commutable and still be able to get out places. So with the 98, the big green one, we take it easy on that thing. But yeah, dude, I don't know. The Cherokees are so easy to work on. It's just so much fun, you know? But anywho, no, like I was saying, I went out camping last night. It was freezing cold. I think Sasquatch came in because I think around like 1 or 2 in the morning, it sounded like a freight train coming through the woods. And I mean, honestly, it was, probably a tree falling over. But when you're sound asleep and that wakes you up, I thought we were gonna have to go 10 rounds with a Sasquatch, and well, one of us was gonna get 14 hollow points to the chest, and I was hoping it wasn't me because he has big fingers. So other than that, it was a good night. But now again, like today, I think the high was like 40 degrees, and that sucks. So okay. Well, you guys, it's we're coming up on an hour. I try to keep these streams right around that long. We've got wild numbers going down here on the bottom of my one screen telling me that like all hell's breaking loose. So God only knows how much longer this stream's going to last before it just loses its mind. So you guys are probably wanting to know whose name is in the envelope. Well, let's find out. What do you say? So basically, like the past few giveaways that I've done, I put it out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I let them soak for a while, and then I'll go through and pull everybody's names out of all the comments and then put them into like a pool, or I have like a spreadsheet And then I copy everybody's names over. I have a website that I use a lot of the time. It's like a random name puller. This isn't really any kind of crazy ass giveaway. It's just something fun that I like to do. And like I said, with Super Clean stepping up and hooking up the channel and sending a subscriber something, I mean, it's cool. It's all around. It's cool. I mean, I'm a nobody, literally a freaking nobody. Just started a fun little channel, and I like to be able to do this kind of stuff. So put everybody's names in, hit the button, it poops out a name, and then I stuck it in the envelope with the help of my daughter, and we have a winner inside there. So what'll happen is I'll tell you who the winner is, and then I will reach out to that person, and we will set up a contact on how to get the stuff shipped to you. And the lovely people over at Super Clean, was that Teresa? No, Jessica. Jessica and her crew will make sure that you get your package shipped directly to you. And what do you say we find out who won, huh? Let's see what we got. Hopefully the stream stays in long enough. Yeah, the numbers are bouncing right around the border of like just all hell breaking loose. So we'll pull it out. There's the envelope. Super Clean. Thank you to Hannah for drawing on here and making it pretty. And now the winner from Super Clean, Chris DeWoody. I believe this was off of Facebook. He was a Facebook comment that won. So congratulations to Chris DeWoody. If you did not win, I apologize big time. I wish everybody could get this hook up. But like I said, I'm a small channel. I'm doing what I can. We just use a random name puller, and everybody's names get put in, and we click go, and it poops out a name. So again, I do have a list that showed me, and I believe this was a gentleman off of Facebook. So Chris, I will be reaching out to you to set up how we can get you your stuff shipped to you from the lovely people at Super Clean. Again, like I said, I apologize if you did not win, but hopefully we can get some more companies in the pool of doing this kind of giveaway stuff and keep this thing going, because I really appreciate when companies do this kind of stuff. So again, this product is available everywhere. I am not sponsored. I am not paid by them. They reached out to me and said, hey dude, you want to do a video? We'll send you some stuff. And I was like, hell yeah. Like, I mean, I've used your stuff for years, but I will definitely use more. So you guys, Super Clean will always be on my shelves. I've used it numerous times. Everything works out good. Everything's nice and clean. I love it. So, all right. Well, that puts that I try to keep these streams right around an hour, because I know everybody's working on stuff. Everybody's got stuff going on. And, yeah. Are we dropping? Oh, no. Are we back? I don't know. Great job on the videos. Keep them coming. Dude, the videos will continue. I've actually, I've ordered more parts for the Jeep. I am a sucker for punishment, and I can't keep my money. So we have a project for the Jeep showed up. We're working on the seats. I want to get the seats in, but we're only going to do it one at a time, because I didn't want to buy 2 of these brackets and then have it not work the way I hope it would. And then I'm out like a ton of money, and I've got a bracket I can't use. So we have 1 bracket here. So 1 seat hopefully will go in soon. I want to do something with the trans cooler. I already run like a separate radiator cooling system for it, but I want to just kind of change that up because I like it, but I want to do something different. So that'll be the next project after that, hopefully. And more camping. I want to go out and do some camping. Oh yeah, hey, real quick, to anybody, this video will stay up. I always leave my live streams up. Austin's on here. You might know Austin from some of my older videos. He has definitely helped me out big time. He was my boy, moved to California to follow a career, and I hate you for it, but he's right there. It's Overrunner Fab. He is going to be selling his Ford Raptor. So keep an eye out for it. Austin, throw a comment in real quick on where you can find that thing, because I can't quite remember the link. Let me try to pull it up real quick. He's going to post it for sale on offroadloans.com. So keep your eyes peeled for this thing, because if you are a Ford Raptor fan and you want probably the cleanest damn Raptor you can find, it's his. And you guys, somebody's got to buy this damn thing. I think he says going up for sale in probably about a month and a half. So, like I said, this video will stay up. Hopefully, if anybody's watching this far in, and like I said, you're looking for a Ford Raptor, you're going to want his. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm not lying because he's my buddy. But it's the cleanest damn Raptor you're ever going to get your hands on. And it's the most meticulously maintained one. We got more freaking problems again. Okay. Well, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up because this thing's just crashing like crazy. I don't know what's going on. I've tried this many of times. But hopefully all this audio fixes itself and gets out there. Austin, when you post that thing, let me know. We're going to get it up on the on my YouTube channel. I'll put it in the community. If anybody's looking for a Raptor, we'll get you set up. But that's going to do it for tonight. You guys, thank you so much. Also, Krista Woody, I'm going to reach out to you. And we're going to get you hooked up. Super Clean is going to hook you up fat with some stuff for free, shipped directly to you. So you guys, thank you so much. I really hope this live stream worked out. Hopefully I can work out some of the bugs that have been going on, because I'm using all the settings that YouTube recommend. But I wish you guys could see it. I can't move the camera. I've got red lights and warning bells on everything right now, so we are probably completely crashing. But I appreciate y'all watching. Bullet 22, better get out there and keep working on that 6-liter, man. It ain't getting fixed with you watching me, that's for sure. But yeah, good luck with it. Whatever you're working on, man, good luck with it. Those are solid motors. I wish I had, especially in Denali. That's a sweet ass ride. So, all right, guys. Till next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And once this stream crashes, we'll be done. So, you guys, take care. Good night. Have a good weekend. Get out there, do some working, do some